Metaplanet, often referred to as Japan's MicroStrategy, has made headlines once again in the Bitcoin world. The company just purchased an additional $600 million worth of Bitcoin, bringing its total holdings to more than 30,800 BTC. This massive position now places Metaplanet as the fourth largest corporate Bitcoin holder worldwide, just behind giants like MicroStrategy, Tesla, and Marathon. For investors, this raises several important questions. Why is a Japanese firm doubling down so aggressively on Bitcoin? And what does this mean for corporate adoption going forward? First, let's look at the numbers. Metaplanet's total Bitcoin holdings now exceed $1.8 billion at current prices. The company has continued to scale its position rapidly, adding Bitcoin on market dips and treating it as a core treasury asset. This mirrors the playbook we've seen from MicroStrategy over the past few years. The difference is that Metaplanet has executed its strategy much faster, compressing years of accumulation into just a matter of months. Now, some analysts argue that this is a sign of growing conviction among corporations worldwide. In fact, when we add up all the Bitcoin held by public companies, the total now exceeds 1 million BTC. That represents nearly 5% of Bitcoin's circulating supply, locked away in corporate treasuries. For Bitcoin bulls, this trend strengthens the case that the asset is being institutionalized at a rapid pace. But there are also risks. Bitcoin's price has been volatile, and large corporate positions expose balance sheets to major swings. If Bitcoin were to fall sharply, companies like Metaplanet could face shareholder pressure, liquidity concerns, or even credit downgrades. These risks are why many corporations remain hesitant to adopt Bitcoin in the first place. Let's check CoinCodex's one-year Bitcoin price prediction. Based on current models, Bitcoin could be trading significantly higher over the next 12 months. But the forecast also shows wide volatility bands, reminding us that sharp pullbacks are always possible. Meanwhile, looking at today's top gainers and losers on CoinCodex gives us additional perspective on broader market sentiment. While Bitcoin dominance remains strong, altcoin moves show how capital flows can shift quickly. Traders should pay attention to whether Bitcoin's rally is lifting the entire market or whether some assets are diverging. So what's next? If Metaplanet continues its pace of buying, it could climb even higher in the rankings of corporate Bitcoin holders. This would send an even stronger signal that companies are increasingly willing to view Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. At the same time, the market will be watching closely for any sign of overextension or financial stress. For investors, the key takeaway is balance. Corporate adoption adds legitimacy and potentially long-term stability for Bitcoin, but it also amplifies the stakes. Each new billion-dollar purchase makes Bitcoin less of a fringe asset and more of a global macro asset, tied to corporate fortunes. Whether you see this as a bullish milestone or a warning sign depends on your view of Bitcoin's future. What is clear is that Metaplanet's bold move has cemented its role as one of the most important corporate players in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Stay tuned as we continue tracking both Bitcoin's price outlook and the latest corporate moves in the space.